Let's go, Knicks. Salute, salute, Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing as the New York Knicks take care of business in Game 6. Catching our breaths, man. What a finish. Hart came up big with a three-pointer, the biggest shot of his career. And Brunson helped seal the deal with free throws and great execution down the stretch as these New York Knicks advance to the second round of the NBA playoffs, fam, against the Indiana Pacers, putting Philly to the off-season and to Cancun, man. Knicks in 6. Salute, salute, salute. Let's chop it up. Have ourselves a party tonight, ladies and gentlemen. One of the all-time Knicks playoff wins that we just witnessed. A back-and-forth slugfest, a fight of will and determination and guts. My God, what a back-to-the-wall performance and a win from these New York Knicks. What a game, man. No words will do that justice to what we just witnessed, fam. If you're with me rocking out right now, or replay squad, you made it through it, man. Heart pills, blood pressure, cardiac, all of that. But we are the last men standing, man. Salute. Your team, my team, our team prevailed, man, for one of the biggest playoff victories in franchise history. Brunson delivered, man. That's why they call the man clutch, right? Don't forget that. Hart, man, left wide open, man. Balls of steel, right? Did not hesitate, just like he didn't hesitate against Cleveland last season, man. Salute Will, Drew, London, Carlene, Jamie, salute. Knicks Nation, chat. What a victory, man, as the Knicks win 118 to 115. And I'm going to compose myself and we're going to have fun tonight, breaking it down, giving out the grades, the game ball, and talking about a second round series matchup, fam, as the wash up to this series is going to be, it's going to be talked about all through the off season, right? What we just did. And, you know, I got to tip my cap to Philadelphia for the series they gave us, right? Obviously, there were some words exchanged, Embiid's, you know, acts, etc., but man, did they give the New York Knicks a challenge, right? And the Knicks in this game, backs were to the wall, you know, and you thought, we're headed for a Game 7. So many times that crept into my mind, no matter how much faith you have, right? There was points in this ball game when you think, we're headed back for 7, right? But an insane third quarter by these New York Knicks, and Brunson steered the ship, man. He was steady. He was heady, steady. We talked about it, how comfortable he feels in Wells Fargo Arena, playing the entire final season of college in that building, right? And it showed, right? He was the most composed player on the court, right? But OG Anunoby was a hero tonight as well, right? When he slammed that down on Joel Embiid, man, that was the first time I thought, okay, this one is sealed, right? But that was the furthest thing, of course, as Philadelphia went on a run after that. But grittiness, OG Anunoby was big in this game. Hart, DiVincenzo showed up today in Philly, man, with a huge performance. And DiVincenzo, man, we finally got him activated with 23 points, right? Second in scoring, as Brunson put up 41 on 3 of 8 from the field, but 3 of 8 from 3. DiVincenzo 5 of 9 from 3 was big. OG's 2 of 5 from 3 was big. And Hart's 3 of 5, man, is going to be the first guy we give a game ball to, man. Hart, man, that 3, what a lion heart, right? The heart of this team, A+++, clutch badge, Knicks crown, man, insane, guys, right? I'm almost lost for words, and what we just witnessed was straight grittiness, toughness, heroics, and just composure to win a ball game, right? Everything that we didn't do in game 5, we made up for tonight tenfold as well. And that was a great read from OG as well, man. He didn't settle for the 3 as well. His versatility, athleticism, and all of that showed in that play, man. And just to see that emotion from OG is big. But my God, what a finish. As the Knicks finally got off to a fast start. All right, and that was a big factor early, of course, but the second quarter, things collapsed, right? And a credit to Philly because they made a big run and took the lead at halftime, right? Buddy Hield, 17 points in that second quarter. And that was when you think, okay, the Knicks are going to have an all-time performance to win this one, right? And then the third started off good. Jalen Brunson and 1. Hart's layup. Brunson hitting a 3. And OG's game-tying 3 to end the third quarter. Got the Knicks tied 83-83. And it was all set for a blockbuster fourth quarter, right? In this game of metal, steel, the Knicks prevailed, right? Jalen Brunson's 41 points will go down as one of the greatest playoff performances to seal the series, right? Game-clinching series. And we still had another game up our sleeves, but we didn't need it, fam. Yep. Inside source, salute, Carlin, Jamie. I can't sleep. No need to sleep, fam. Let's celebrate. Wall Street Dame, let's go. Knicks. H International, let's go. David. JB, the smallest guy on the court, was the most dominant when it counted as well. They did great swarming him, doubling him, trapping him as well. But he made the right calls, man. He made the right plays as well. And like I said, he's been through the trenches before. Yep, after all the Fs and the A pluses, what a D from Dante, man. One of the greatest series I've ever witnessed, Tay, 100%, has to be said. In terms of just back and forth, man. Nobody knew what was going to happen next, right? You know, I was all set for maybe them to hit a game-tying 3 and us to have to do it in overtime. But Bricks Nation, salute Mets, Knicks, Jerry, Bonson, congrats to all our fans as well. We did this, man. All the fans in the building represented tonight. And the crowd, they fed off it, man. They fed off that crowd, the energy late down the stretch, man. These guys are warriors, man. And I back us to go all the way now to the Eastern Conference Finals, man. Right. If you're Indiana, like, you're going to look at this Knicks team and you're like, we're going to find a way to somehow beat this team 4 times, man. Philadelphia with Embiid and Maxey couldn't find a way to beat this team 4 times, right? Couldn't beat us more than 2 times, fam. Even in their home building, they had another chance. And we snatched it right from their hands, man. Congrats, salute. Tay Mac and Travel Vibes rocking out with us as well, man. Guys, we're going to talk about the player of the series, give out more game balls, but first game ball, as we continue buzzing, goes to Josh Hart for the big 3, wide open. When he let it fly, what was going through your mind, fam? I was confident, right? I was confident. He's been stepping up. He's been knocking them down, man. And Hart was so big in this ball game today, man. As we try to find words to see what we just witnessed, fam. Rebounding. New York Knicks, man, early in this game, got second chance points to help us get off to a great start as well. It even feels more satisfying, fam, because we weathered how many storms in this ball game, man. Not just 1, not just 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 different storms, setbacks, challenge calls. We're going to bring the fire and desire for everyone. Tom Thibodeau made some questionable decisions, but we got it done as well. I thought he should have challenged that call late, but he got it right. He got the execution down the stretch in terms of the foul game, backing our guys to step to the free throw line and hit them to close it out, man. Brunson and DiVincenzo, salute, shout out. 28 assists, shout out. Philly got stagnant, 20 assists today, 8 more assists, right? The team that moved the ball better today won the ball game as well. Got to tip my cap to Buddy Hield, Nick Nurse, right? He threw a spanner in the works. It did work for them, and that's when I thought the Knicks got a counter in some way. But DiVincenzo came to the call, man. He rescued us today as well. 8 blocks. Mitchie was outstanding, redeeming himself on Joel Embiid. Isaiah Hartenstein struggled on the 1v1 coverage, but Tibbs got it right down the stretch, fam. 45% from 3 today, and Philly shot 42%. And we still won the ball game. Yep. We've got the Indiana Pacemakers up next, fam. They're going to be food, right, as we celebrate tonight, fam. Hidalgo, Tony, Michael, welcome in. Knicks Nation worldwide, old head. Never been so stressed, puppy. Salute from France, fam. Salute. What a series. As Tay said, I think this is one of the closest, most even series I've watched. But let's bring it now. Now that Milwaukee's out of it. No Giannis. It's wide open, baby. It's Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam that stand in the way of a Boston Celtics, New York Knicks matchup, man. The matchup that the people want to see. We're going to get it, fam. But we get 3 days rest, too. That was the biggest factor in today's win, man. Closing it out. 3 days rest now. Indy ended their series today. And it's important that we ended our series, too. We have a short trip back to New York from Philly, man. We'll get back to New York tonight. All these players can sleep in their own beds. Get some home cooking, right? And get ready for tomorrow, man. Get ready to work, right? Look at some film and prepare, man. No time to celebrate for the players, but for us, man, we're going to enjoy these next 3 days, chopping it up and getting ready to preview a second round matchup against Indiana. Just like we did, man, in 2013 for the season in that one, right? Revenge is on the cards in that one. But balls of steel from Josh Hart. That 3 late, man, seals it. That one seals it, as well as some free throws. But OG Anunoby, DiVincenzo, Mitch, so many players came up big. Deuce McBride for offense and defense. We did this with 7 men tonight, fam. And it was big, man. Biggest shot of Josh Hart's career, man. Bigger than last season's Cleveland dagger. Man, this one feels sweet. And shout out to the crowd once again. Jerry says, salute. This was a hard-fought series. Give credit to Philly for competing hard. The Knicks earned it, though. Let's go. Man, you said it. Truer words have never been spoken, man. Let's go, Knicks. Ron in the building. Immaculate vibes. Rory says, the Knicks did not take the easy path in this one. Got 50 wins, second seed, and we beat the 76ers. Yep, it's still sinking in, man. Against all the doubt, against Shaq, Charles Barkley, all the doubters right now, man. We lit right now. Salute everyone, Knicks Nation. I'm drinking on my Pepsi right now, but later I'm going to be pulling out the hard stuff for sure, man. Kaiser Soze, let's go. Puppy says bang. Tay, absolutely. Yep. Deuce McBride's 3 was huge. Only got 3 points today. We really miss Bogdanovic too. We're going to really need to call upon Precious Achua, maybe Alec Burks, and maybe Shake Milton. I want to see them in the next series. It's going to be a real physical terms of track meet type series. But I don't see any other team outside of Boston able to take 4 games off the New York Knicks in a series, fam, because we just have too much of this. It ain't even come down. This series ain't even come down to this, man. It came down to this, right? That's what I truly believe, because a lot of teams would have folded today in another team's building. The crowd was going so crazy. Mike Breen and Clyde couldn't hear themselves, and they're sitting next to each other, right? And my heart rate was the highest it's been throughout this playoffs. And, you know, backs were to the wall. and we just chipped away. You know, OG Anunoby's 2 clutch threes as well helped us tie the ball game as well, as we continue shouting out our heroes, man. Everyone's going to get an A++ for this one, fam, as I'll pull up the box score now. But yeah, just before I do that, the Knicks won fast break points, second chance points, and points in the paint as well. So right there, man, they're the keys. Fast break points, 13-10. We won second chance points in their building, and we also won points in the paint as well. But I also want to shout out what Tibbs did. He's going to get some ire for some decisions. He wasn't perfect tonight, guys, but what I felt like really worked in the end was that he bet on shutting down Maxey and let Embiid go to work. That was the strategy. It was pretty clear. Some people, you know, throughout the ball game didn't catch on. You know, they thought, why aren't we bringing the double for Embiid? Let Embiid have his way with Isaiah. That was cool. That was actually the game plan, because Tyrese Maxey was quiet in this one, and that was the strategy going in. Tyrese Maxey was the hero in game 5, and Tom Thibodeau said, I'm gonna bet on our chances to win this ball game if we just let Embiid isolate. You know, because he's dealing with so much stuff. We know he's fatiguing. He's on his last legs, his last tank, and it worked. It worked in the end, because if Maxey got loose throughout this ball game, that could have been the icing on the cake for Philly, you know, to go on with the ball game as well. So I thought that was a huge adjustment too. Yep, we got the Pacers next matchup, fam, with home court advantage. Game 1 on Monday as well. So for everyone joining us, salute. Replay squad, salute. We have home court next round, Pacers, first game Monday, and we'll have 3 days rest, which is huge as well for these guys who are gassed, man. Lillin, let's go. Congrats to everyone. 19 con man, salute. DeMario, we here. It's going to be a great series, none other. Salute, guys. And I'm happy. I'm so happy and relieved to not see a Game 7, man. As much as I would have been confident in that Game 7, right, the rest is the most important thing, man. The legacy and all of that would have risen, obviously, with a victory in Game 7, but no need for that, man. We wipe our hands clean, man. Knicks in 6, salute. And for some of the Sixer fans that have carried themselves well, right, commiserations. For those that have tried to, you know, be too smart, then enjoy your off season is all I can say. Especially those that thought the Knicks wouldn't win in Philly. Well, we didn't win in Philly. We won in Philly twice, fam, as well. So how does that taste? Man, that tastes sweet to me. And Jalen Brunson, right, he's hung more banners in the Wells Fargo than this current group of Sixer players, right? He played his entire final year of college at the Wells Fargo as well. And when backs were to the wall and the crowd was going insane, Jalen Brunson knew what was going to happen, man. He stuck with it. Like he stuck with it all season long, man. He'll get the clutch badge, A++, Warrior, Icon, and Knicks crown, man. Legacy growing, right? Erased the mistake of Game 5, man, like it never happened. Now, like Men in Black, we forget about it and we move forward. Except we can learn from that lesson, right? And we take that lesson we learned from it tonight and we executed, guys, as well. Sweeter to actually finish the ball game how we should have finished Game 5, which is fouling, hitting free throws, and making it difficult. Nick Nurse, man, that guy's, you know, continuing to argue with the refs. He's arguing with them right now as we speak. And he used up all of his timeouts, man. He did not keep a timeout down the stretch, where our coach, man, your coach, my coach, kept 2 timeouts up his sleeve, fam, to help us seal the deal as well with these Warriors, man. This was a real Villanova victory tonight as well. Our Villanova guys stepped up in Philly and sealed the deal, right, with a clutch performance from OG Anunoby, Deuce McBride, big threes as well. Win for the ages. That's all we can say. None other says Dante, Hart, and OG really helped tonight. Michael says Maxi Pads couldn't beat us tonight. No, he could not. Could not. And Trini in the building. On to the next, man. I love hearing that from you, man. On to the next. Yep, it's the Pacers. Is this going to be an easier series? On paper, I think it's going to be still a tough matchup, for different reasons. Obviously, they're not going to have a dominant presence like Embiid, but they play better as a team, I think, Indiana. Philly had the better isolation matchups. But yeah, Indiana, the Knicks will start favourites. There's no doubt about that. But the keys to that series we'll talk about a little bit later. I think the Knicks have to expand their rotation. We have to get Precious Achiuwa going, and we have to get either Alec Burks or Shake Milton going as well. But let Deuce McBride get his minutes up. Fam, he's proven that he is a playoff clutch performer, right? Sweetest victory in multiple decades, man. I think since going back 99, for me personally, I know there were a lot of wins in 2013 in that ride. That was sweet. A lot of victories last season. But tonight, for me, one of the sweetest wins I've seen since 1999, fam. Since the finals run as well. You guys let me know. All the OGs here, man. Brick says it. Knicks must expand their rotation. We need more scoring. 100% with Bojan out. It was a tough blow, but I firmly believe that the next guy is going to step up, fam. Hidalgo says it too. OG is dangerous. He's stepping up. Like we saw today. Really, really impressive performance from OG. Mid-range, attacking the rim, defensively as well. Let's pay the man. He earned his keep. Right, Josh Hart earned his contract. He's earned it. These guys have done it this season, man. And we can finally say who is the favourable matchup right now. Cheers. Right. The Knicks and favourable matchup don't go in the same sentence, man. The Knicks are the toughest out in the NBA mentally, right? Forget about talent. Forget about, accolades like Boston, etc., Denver. Mentally, if you're a neutral or you're not a Knicks fan, for a Knicks fan to put into words what Knicks have been through this season with Julius Randle out for most of the year, OG Anunoby going out for a large part of the season, Mitch Robinson out for most of the season, and to still finish second in the East, right? 50 wins, and not get our justice deserves, our respect from people heading into the playoffs was a real gut, blow. But we proved it now, and we move on to the next round, and we got work to do, fam. This run ain't ending right now, and it's just getting started. The streets are buzzing. Salute 19 com man. Yeah, I don't blame you guys if all the nails on your fingers are out right now. This victory was really sweet. NYC ball. Now we can sit back and relax for 3 days and salute to this victory right now. But yeah, the pickup paid dividends. For me, the keys to the game, obviously late down the stretch, the execution. I mean, what can you say? And also the third quarter. The second quarter was by far one of the most heart-wrenching experiences for me for the season. Just to see those guys battle and after a great start, fall back down again. Philly making big runs. One of the biggest quarters in Joel Embiid's season, no doubt. The one again, I go back to what Tibbs wanted. He wanted the one-on-one coverage, but it did tire Embiid out, and he ended up fouling out as well. So Tibbs did a lot of great things tonight, and he deserves his salutes as well. Wall Street Dame, yeah, Knicks against Pacers will be a back and forth with Indy, no doubt. But home court's big for us as well. And I don't ever want to see Embiid and Maxey ever again. Um, I thought we were dead as well, man. I thought we were headed for a game 7, says AP. Uh, all you can say is that these guys are just gritty. They never concede defeat as well. The big threes from OG. I thought this is probably one of the biggest games of OG Anunoby's young career, man. I've seen him a lot, but he came up clutch from 3. He did everything we needed as well. Smash those like buttons for the streets are buzzing, fam. Let's get it. How far can we go with this 7-man rotation? Wall Street, I think we could still win against the Pacers. However, it's going to be tougher for us if we don't expand the rotation. It'll go 6 or 7 if we don't, because these guys will really gas out. But I think Tibbs is going to bring at least Achua into the mix. Achua's defense is going to be really big against the Pacers, I think, because he's quicker than our other bigs as well. Mitchie hasn't played a lot of basketball heading in, and we know, it could be a survival of the healthiest for that matchup too. But the Knicks prevail, man. Hart, grittiness, toughness, skill, and will got it done, man. And this is one of the biggest games of Jalen Brunson's career. Another game ball, A++ performance, man. 13 of 27, 3 of 8 from deep, despite getting blitzed late. 12 of 16, 75%. So that is something that Brunson can definitely work on and clean up. And I know that he will, fam. But probably the most impressive thing tonight was only 2 turnovers, fam. 12 assists with just 2 turnovers, man. Never doubt that Jalen Brunson is a point guard. Yes, he's had to look for his shot a lot more. But, I mean, you can't criticize, 41 points, 12 assists with just 2 turnovers and a +9 in a 3-point victory, fam. Right, we win this series because he is the better star out of Maxey, Embiid, or Jalen Brunson. The Knicks are advancing, and Jalen Brunson is the best star out of the 3 right now. It's not even a debate, man. He answered that debate with this one, fam. He iced the series. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Appreciate, let's go. And we hate Philly yet. We definitely made ourselves a rival out of this series now. And we're going to move forward now and create new history with Indiana, right? Tyrese Halliburton is up the top for me in terms of one of my most hated New York Knicks. But I respect them as a team because they do move the ball. Tyrese Halliburton does share the ball. He doesn't just dominate the rock as well. But our coverage on Maxey, it deserves a huge shout out. Tibbs, OG, Deuce McBride, right? Yes, Embiid did eat today, but we slowed Maxey down, and that was the key to winning this series and tonight. He was the best player for Philly all series, in my opinion. He was better than Embiid. Coming into tonight, obviously Embiid was better tonight, but that's because the Knicks adjusted. Tom Thibodeau, man, he watches every single second of film, and he came up with another adjustment tonight. We're gonna see our good friend, old friend Obi, who had a huge performance today as well. Shout out Obi making moves with Indiana as well. That will be very interesting, Stanley, and seeing him up close too. A lot of discussions were on the back burner after the result tonight. I don't quite know if Tibbs saved his job tonight. I think he would have probably stuck, but it would have been a conversation for sure. I think, well, not really tonight if they lost the series, but yeah, we are victors in this, and we're moving on, man. Michael, Shaq, Chuck, a lot of haters wanted to see the Knicks lose this one, but they can shut their mouth right now, like The Rock says. Indiana in 6, possibly. I doubt it though, fam. We've got to be positive after this, man. Tay with the super chat, appreciate you. We beat a strong Philly team. We can beat anyone. Geez, I felt like I just ran a triathlon. Let's effing go, Knicks. The streets are buzzing, fam. We buzzing. Appreciate you for the super chat, Tay. Absolutely, man. My biggest playoff win since the 90s, 99, for me. What do you think? Just how proud I feel of how we executed late. Backs were to the wall. We dealt with a lot of adversity. It was a back and forth series. It was physical. And we could point to so many things. You know, we don't really need to look back too much now. We're looking forward. However, Game 3, Embiid should have been thrown out. It took an all-time collapse in 5 and an all-time heroic Maxey performance to lose Game 5. And we didn't hang our heads. You know, we did it the hard way. We went to Philly and we said, all right, we're going to start hot. We're going to go down and we're going to fight our way all the way back just to mess with Philly's head and mess with all of our heads. 2, who let the dogs out? Who? 19 for real. OG was a dog tonight, man. Anyone that doubted whether this guy is real, he showed it tonight. João Barrera says early Knicks in 5. Right, I appreciate that. I can get with that. Sandman says lucky win. Indiana are much deeper, bro. I respect them, man. I respect them. You know, I'm not going to give my prediction yet in the heat of this moment. And obviously tonight it's all about appreciating what the Knicks did to end this series. But yeah, we'll definitely chop it up on Saturday. Probably will be my next show. Maybe tomorrow still. And yeah, Indiana, they've lost Benedict Mathurin. They've got a lot of good role players as well. TJ McConnell, Nemhard gives them a lot of toughness as well. But yeah, let's get it. I'm ready to go to battle. Again, like these guys, right? Now, next guy up, DiVincenzo's performance, man. As we look at OG's and Brunson and DiVincenzo's numbers, OG Anunoby, man, 8 of 17, 2 of 5, 19 points, plus 8. 2 blocks, 2 steals. You mentioned Clyde Sayett, man. All defensive second team last season. And today in this series, he showed us why, man. But his offense is really starting to come along. And I think it's because he's getting more reps. I really do. I think this series, Brunson has had to move the ball quite a bit more because of the double than the regular season. For stretches, he's been really ball dominant. But throughout the series, Brunson has moved the ball a lot as well with his assists. And OG Anunoby, with Randall out, Bogey out, OG's had to step up and shoot more shots, 17 tonight. Got to the foul line as well, missed 2 free throws as well, which he has to clean up. 2, fam. A lot of guys did miss free throws as well, 6 free throws as a team that we missed. However, the rebounding, man, Josh Hart with 14 boards, once again, the hero, 16 points, plus 7. But the big Ragu stepped up today, man, and had his best playoff performance in the nick of time. Did the big Ragu, right? Homecoming, grew up 30 minutes from the area in Delaware. Had it going tonight. And I appreciate what Devo did, because he's going to have to really wake up and give us more of this, fam. He's going to have to do a lot more, but 5 of 9, man, will go a long way. I'll take that moving forward. 2 free throws, hit them both at the end. He was clutch as well, which is why he gets the clutch badge. 5 rebounds. 4 rebounds, 7 assists as well. 23 points and 3 blocks from Devo on a plus 3. Man, he delivered tonight too. Let's go. Primo. Salute. AC in the building. Hell yeah. Yep. Philly took it. They took it, man. We smoked the Philly pack today. 19 com, man. Paul Reed. A lot of people going to eat their words, and I'm all cool with the back and forth pre-series, but what I felt that the Knicks didn't get was the real respect from the neutrals, from the nationals and all of that. But who really cares about them, fam? We're going to prove more doubters wrong as we continue to go, man. This is just the beginning, too. Great defense on Maxey, too. 100%, like João Barrera says. I thought his defense was probably the best game of the series as well, and also his offense came alive too. Um, Unfortunately, no chance of Randall returning, Sandman. We miss Randall a lot, no doubt, and I'm thinking about him. Great to see him on the bench, given his presence to this team, but yeah, Randall's had the surgery already, and yeah, there's no chance he'll be ready in time, fam. But he's going to be ready for the preseason as we continue, man. CC in the building, TNT. I'm going to look forward to tonight and watching that back later as we continue to celebrate this big victory as the Knicks ended in 6 in Philadelphia, man. If you just stop for a second and think about how crazy a Game 7 would have been, man, I'm tired. I'm so happy that we don't have to see a Game 7 now. I would have felt confident, but man, I couldn't have done this for another 2 more days. The talk, the back and forth, the BS, all of that. The guys did it the hard way by winning in Philly, but that third quarter was probably our toughest quarter of the season in terms of rising above, the crowd, big plays from OG to help us get level. And look, the ball movement, they continued to trust their teammates tonight. One of those was this pass right now, man, with Brunson finding Devo on the cut baseline as well. Mitch setting a good screen as well. Embiid was too slow on the help with that one. But Chenzo, man, 3 ball, 5 of 9 is the biggest key, and we're going to need Devo to loosen up a bit, man. Welcome to the playoffs now, Devo. Welcome to the big show, fam. Defensively huge and offensively was big as well, but keep moving and Brunson will find you. Ball movement is key. There's 2. DiVincenzo's Italian background. He's raised and born and raised in Delaware, from close to the Philly area, and he came up big today. But what were you guys really thinking at the half? I thought we're definitely still in it. There were points in the third quarter where I felt like this game could get away, but I wasn't ready to give it in yet. But definitely the rally, and once the Knicks got back tied, we've seen this all season. I thought, that's it, man. Once the Knicks got to tie the game up with OG's 3 and end of the third, I thought this game is a 50-50 chance in the fourth quarter now, and the Knicks have the momentum. But guys, what a crazy swing of momentum tonight was. It was insane. The back and forth between our good start, Philly's rally in the second with Buddy Hield. I mean, we defeated a team with a lot of depth, because Buddy Hield has been a non-factor this series. But I was kind of thinking, when would he get a chance and give us that one game, and he did tonight. But we had enough to close it out. Tay, the OG poster was his biggest play of the night, right? As I had that up before. The calmness there to catch and shoot, man. I'm going to buy that on a t-shirt for real. A poster, all of that, and some on Joel Embiid backing up too. We're going to talk about the referees. What did you think about the Scott Foster game? Some bad calls early in the game. I thought he called the game quite fair late, called the fouls on Brunson that needed to be called. Brunson was just a master at getting in his spots as well, and they were leaning, they were reaching, and Brunson was teaching on the penetration too. But as we talk about Deuce McBride and Isaiah and Mitch, continue to shout you guys out. Embiid really is a monster, no doubt. I mean, the guy isn't 100%. In terms of his play, I did not like what I saw, though, from Embiid in terms of his antics, and all of that. What we saw, the dirty tactics, the plays. But look, it was a chippy series. I think the Knicks in terms of the second seed, a lot of teams felt like they could have beaten the Knicks, but obviously they didn't watch us closely because throughout the season, you don't win 50 games if you're an easy team to beat, fam. And yeah, Devo showed up in a major way. I thought his defense was as impressive as his offense, guys. And we continue to shout out our heroes. Deuce Miles McBride only went 1 of 4, right? However, Deuce's big three was huge. And man, that created, some momentum for us. And his defense was big, only 9 minutes. I would have liked to see Deuce get those minutes up. But Tibbs was just gonna live and die with the Nova squad, and he was just gonna live and die with it. And what a performance as our Knicks move on, fam. And the MSG crew wave goodbye to Philadelphia, fam, as Wally bids a salute to Maxey and Embiid, and he's looking forward to seeing what the Knicks do against Halliburton, man. There's going to be more storylines, guys, with Tyrese. He's developing some kind of hatred towards the New York Knicks as well. He thought the Knicks should have drafted him. Wally's words as well. It's going to be another series of back and forth, fam. Salute, Emma, salute. We're buzzing tonight, guys. Biggest win in multiple decades for me. And it feels even sweeter after this series, and we can finally bury Philly now. Is the process done? You guys let me know. I think they've got cap space. Maxey's a great up-and-coming player. He had a great series, did Tyrese. If Embiid can stay healthy, Philly will continue to be a force in the East, but the Knicks are right there now, and the Knicks are edged ahead in this great battle. Tibbs stuck with Devo, and it paid off huge. 48 minutes. He definitely did step up. 48 minutes tonight. 100%. You're correct. Appreciate you for highlighting that. OG with 45 minutes. Hart with 46. And Brunson did get a little bit of a rest as well with 43 minutes. But yeah, Devo. That's a huge call to go with a guy who's not been given us what we're used to seeing. And it paying off, Tibbs went with him, man. 5 of 9. I think Tibbs knew that if we're going to win in Philly, we're going to need offense from Devo. With no bogey. And obviously, Randall not here as well. We needed offense tonight, and we produced, man. 118 points, guys, on a 7-man rotation was a huge accomplishment. Obviously, we can't keep going that way. We can't. We do need to incorporate Precious. I think Miles McBride's minutes can go up as well. AC says, bring on Indy and Obi. Let's bring it. Yep. It's going to be a great series, man. I want to pay Indiana back for that heartbreak in 2013, right, against David West and Roy Hibbert and those guys. And none other says Dante did a good job on Maxey, hands down. 100%. Let's talk about Isaiah next as the starter to conclude the starters. But he had his struggles. But what I like from Isaiah was that, right, he adjusted. And he didn't, he didn't let what happened earlier in the ball game affect him so much. Pulled in critical offensive rebounds for us. Battled Embiid. Obviously, he stuck to the plan, which I said earlier, which I think was to let, Embiid isolate and do his thing, and then make sure that we slowed down Maxey as well. But yeah, despite what happened throughout the ups and the downs, right? A++ pluses for everyone for this series. We closed it out. And Isaiah was hot early, don't forget, with the floater game. He went 7 of 13, 14 points as well. So that is big. Again, he adjusted with the fouls. 5 fouls playing, 3 turnovers. But got 9 rebounds, 5 offensive, and 2 assists as well. So overall, man, a solid series from Isaiah Hartenstein. It's new territory for him. But Mitchie really came to the rescue as well tonight. And despite, obviously, the mistakes of Game 5, right, the mettle, the will of these guys to come back was massive. Yep. Absolutely massive, guys. And Tyrese Maxey was the great call, the adjustment to slow him down today. And we did it as a team. Old school basketball, 100% Dame. This one was chippy, it was physical. A lot of missed calls though. Embiid should have been ejected in Game 5 as well. We hope it gets called correct too. But yeah, we need the extra points that Isaiah gives us, and he delivered with 14 points today. Man, 5 fouls though. Fortunately, he's going to have a better matchup, in my opinion, against Miles Turner. I said that last show, guys. I said Embiid is the tougher matchup for Hart today in this series, but Indiana, it's a brand new matchup. And I think that suits Isaiah better than Mitch, because Mitch on the perimeter, we know he's susceptible to foul and things like that. He's not as quick with his feet out beyond the paint. But yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein is a more agile kind of big, and I think him getting out on Miles Turner is going to be a big matchup for the second round, fam. But Game 1, Game 2 at MSG, the crowd is going to be lit. Round 2, the Knicks advance, baby. The Heat no longer in the playoffs anymore. The Bucks no longer in the playoffs anymore. Philly no longer in the playoffs anymore as well, fam. We're burying, demons of the past with this, and we're moving forward, fam. Orlando and Cleveland, what's going to happen in that series as well is going to be the team that goes up against Boston in the second round. And the Knicks and the Pacers do battle as well. We are the new kings of the East, fam. Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley, where you at right now? Jimmy Buckets and Pat gone fishing right now. Doc Rivers, Milwaukee Bucks gone fishing. Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. You were all good to flirt with the New York Knicks, and then re-sign when the Bucks got Dame right now. All the people that put the Bucks ahead of the Knicks, Philly ahead, Miami ahead, man. Those guys were way off right now because we are the better team right now. Shout out to the coach, the front office, the squad. And we move forward now with a great test. Indiana, good young team coming up. They move the ball better. I feel like they're less ISO-centric. So we're going to have to be on our best game. But I think that plays into our defense because we're a great help defensive team. We do rotate really well. We smother the ball handler very well as well. I think OG Anunoby would be my early tip to guard Tyrese Halliburton. And I think Josh Hart can guard Pascal Siakam. Fam, what do you think in terms of those two key matchups early? AP says, I wouldn't want to be Tobias Harris tonight. He's going to have to leave Philly. Tough series for him, man. Very inconsistent. He already was on his way out, I think, anyway. Douglas, Knicks defense was wonderful. I think it was the difference. And I think our grittiness, our ability to rebound and share the ball. I think this proves as well, guys, you could be very star heavy with Maxey and Embiid, but the ball does clog. It does, kind of stall for you as well. Whereas the Knicks and Brunson did move the rock late, and Brunson trusted his teammates. Yes, he had to go crazy and hit some hero shots. We needed that. But the double came, and man, straight back out to Josh Hart. for the big threes. Well, and there we have it, OG Anunoby making the right call there to put the ball on the floor. But yeah, the Knicks moved the ball late, whereas Philly got stagnant, you know. I mean, Buddy Hield had an amazing second quarter, and they benched him in the third. And then they tried to bring him back in the fourth as well, so it didn't work. Bricks, yeah, I hope they don't bring Reggie out for that series. You know they will. But I'm going to be glued to MSG. And I think Reggie, he's living in the past, man. Looking for his 15 minutes of fame. Knicks Cavs conference finals. AP, I'm here for that. That would be nice. That would be a good matchup. But Cavs would have to obviously dethrone Boston. What do you think? That poster was special from OG, man. Sheer power, force, everything, man. Then we have the Knicks Nation go crazy at the party, fam. Living it up. Let's go Knicks. OGs, legends now. Can you imagine what the Garden is going to be like game one with the guys in the building, fam? Melo, Larry Johnson, 4-point play against Indy. This thing's going to be back and forth. It's going to be fun. Different kind of series. But the New York Knicks advance beyond round one and defeat Philadelphia in 6 games. Did it the hard way. But at least we didn't have to go 7, man. And like I said, the 3-day rest is huge, guys. As multiple biggest games of their career, I feel. Biggest game of OG's career. Hart, DiVincenzo, and Brunson as well. I Hart, Mitch. You guys. Big time. Just big time performance from us, from the orange and blue. Fam, it's what we do. If we get past Indy, we can beat Boston. A great chance, says AP. I agree 100%. I think health could come down to it as well. We don't know what KP's health is going to be like. It's looking like KP is going to miss all of the second round with the same kind of calf injury that Giannis has. So that's something to look out for as well. Tobias Harris and Kyle Lowry stunk it up. Salute. I'm loving that. Kyle Lowry was a pain, man, and he's gone now. He's gone. He's Kyle Lowry, fam. Those guys can live out their off-season dreams now and go fishing. Knicks 24 champ says Cavs Magic can beat Boston without KP. I think it's going to be good to see who gets out of that series. They could really take Boston 6 or 7, which will be great for us too. But we're going to get ready to run and gun, fam, with Tyrese Halliburton. But one of the biggest X factors why we got OG Anunoby is that he can lock up the other team's best player if it's a guard or a wing. Embiid, Maxey were the trickiest matchups that that OG's gonna face. But if you're talking about Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby's perfect to guard them and neutralize them. So good night. Good luck for Indy. And I think the Knicks will be early favorite. But again, it'll be a gritty type performance. Indiana will want to run, but Tom Thibodeau will take it slow and will grind them down too. Douglas says our D is great against inside. Just got to hit shots and we'll be good. Yet we do have guys capable of getting hot, like Devo's show tonight. OG, Miles McBride, too. Carbo is nice around this time of year as well. CC, facts, right? MB can put his feet up now. You know, you don't have to have a worry in the world, man. Rest up, Joel Embiid. Rest those knees for next season. You know, let the real heroes advance. You know, and take care of business. Represent the East, right? We don't want Boston to represent the East. We don't need Philly. The New York Knicks are going to represent the East. At the same time, one series at a time. 100% agree with that, man. I'm excited. You guys are excited. We're all excited, man. Kyle Lowry about to retire, hopefully, as well. As I said, man, the most satisfying thing is that we proved the doubters wrong, fam. In terms of Giannis on holiday, Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley on holiday, and we're buzzing, right? We're buzzing at the money time of the season. But how big was Mitchie, guys, man? Big performance, good bounce back from Mitch after the horrendous mistake he made. Well, I saw a lot of people turn on Mitchie as well. I know people go with, they react differently to adversity, and, he made mistakes that he should never make. But he's a young player, and it's all about learning, man. Mitchie was 6 offensive rebounds tonight, 9 rebounds total, 2 steals and a block, was a +7 in his 17 minutes, 1 of 3 as well, and no turnovers, right? No turnovers, held the ball well, tight, got it to Brunson when he needed, and the pick and roll was good. We didn't really need his offense, but yeah, he was good when he was guarding. But I think the next series is going to be a little tricky. I think this series, Mitchie was the better matchup for Embiid, and he definitely made a huge impact in this series for us to win. Great to have him back healthy. He's rebounding. Great. That's going to be big against Indiana as well. Miles Turner is not a good rebounder, fam. Embiid always hurt. That's the thing. That's tough. If you're a Philly fan, you love Embiid's talent. You love his ability to dominate. But it's kind of like a Kawhi Leonard. You guys look at LA, the Clippers right now, and they're 1 game away from going to Cabo as well. And it's because Kawhi Leonard couldn't play in the last game. Nobody knows what's happening with him. And if you want to put all your hopes and dreams on one player that can't stay healthy, it's tough. But for Philly, Embiid did fight through it. He did give them a monster effort as well. Obviously, he's still limited though. And obviously, Maxey helped them win a heroic game as well. It just still was not enough. But that's why you don't build your team around 1 or 2 guys so much. You got to make sure you got good depth as well. Obviously, we're dealing without Randall. If we had Randall, we could sit Brunson a lot more. We could play so many different ways as well. So we are more versatile than what we're able to do right now. Bogdanovic being out is a huge factor once again as well, man. I really feel for Bogdanovic, I hope he can be a factor at some point next season, but, he's obviously going to be likely in a trade discussion because of his salary. But I think the Knicks will pick up Bogey's option, and see what happens next regular season. But appreciate João Barrera with the super chat, fam. Great to have you with us. You got the streets buzzing, and you say, not afraid of any team. I'm not afraid of any team in the East. Great point. And I think we shouldn't be, based on what we've seen. I think we're more mentally strong than Boston. We can match up well with them, with OG now. Hart able to guard guys on the perimeter as well. DiVincenzo. Brunson has a habit of torching Boston as well. But yeah, let's take it series at a time. But yeah, I can hear excitement, fam, and I'm buzzing right now. CC's already scouting Indy game on replay. I watched that, fam. I enjoyed the game. I know what Indy's all about, fam. They are missing Benedict Mathurin, guys, who was out for the season now. He's a big piece that they're missing. But guys like Nembhard and TJ McConnell have stepped up. Obi had a great game, 21 points, I think, today. Obi Toppin really and TJ McConnell really hurt them off their bench as well. So Obi's going to bring that energy in the playoffs. He's going to bring that spark too. And I think we need to match that. And I think we will, fam. Where do we have the edge? Rebounding again, my friends. I think we're going to have the early advantage on the glass with Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. They're not the greatest rebounding team And I think we're better in the big department, right, with Mitch and Isaiah as well. Where they could kill us is on the perimeter, but we got guys to deal with that. So I think the Knicks will be favourite in that series. And yeah, Bogey was starting to play really well for us. He was starting to find his rhythm, fam. But let's hope we can just get Devo activated. He's going to have to play on the bench a lot more in the bench lineups, along with Precious, Deuce McBride, OG. And I think we need to get Alec Burks dusted off and Shake Milton too, fam. It's going to be a long series too. If we get past Indy, which I expect us to do, I don't want us to just be gassed for Boston, and Boston just, all they have to do is just basically outrun us. I think winning against Indy is going to be big, but how we win is going to be big as well. We need to expand our rotation. And yeah, Hart can't continue to play 48 minutes, Devo. But yeah, these guys continue to come up so big when the chips are down, especially, right? They're not front runners. Those guys show up when the lights are the brightest, fam. Which is something you can't really say for a lot of these guys. Yep. Look, Embiid was a nemesis, and I'm worried that, another guy would have got injured. So that is something, guys, that I'm really, really happy that we ended the series today. Because, yeah, Game 7 would have meant that we play Saturday and then Game 1 on Monday. Now we can get back to New York. We can chill. I think Tibbs will give everybody a day rest tomorrow. I haven't heard anything officially, but obviously the Knicks will get back to Philly late, right? He might give them an off day tomorrow. And then Saturday it'll be straight into the training center for film session and light practice. And do some run-throughs, fam. Do some scouting. Also, yeah, as you guys will be watching the Indy series closely, what the Knicks scouting department does is they've already had coaches, allocated to different teams all season. So there'll be a coach on the Knicks coaching staff already that's been watching Indiana all season, right? So they've got all the notes ready to go, fam. They don't just start watching Indiana right now. They've already got all the scouting notes for them for the playoffs so far and for the regular season as well. And yeah, it's going to be a case of Indy's had the wood on the Knicks in some of these games, but that was before OG became a Knick. So he's going to be my early X factor in that series. As we look at how we can, get the edge. I think it's on the glass. I think 3-point shooting is going to be big in that series. Halliburton likes to get that shot off, that ugly shot, if you give him separation. And I think we have the guys to stick with him in the pick and roll. The chat on fire tonight, man. You guys are bringing it. Salute. This win was for you, for me, for us, for this team. And heroes abound. But let's shout out our coach right now, Tom Thibodeau, right? Had his ups and downs this series, but we advance. The noise can quiet down a bit. In terms of his grade for the whole series, isn't an A++. I'm just riding high tonight. Everyone gets an A++ for us getting to the next round. But in terms of the whole series, I think Tibbs deserves a B+A. Made good adjustments at the critical times. Obviously, Game 5, though, will be something that he'll remember as the rest of the squad. And, next challenge, man, Rick Carlisle, next challenge up for these guys. But how big is Hart, man? He had the biggest series for me. I'm going to give... it's going to be close. Jalen Brunson obviously had 2 heroic, game scoring. But I think for me, consistency, my player of the series for the all 6 games is Josh Hart. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, Jalen Brunson, man, some of the things he did was unbelievable, and we're going to need more of that. But yeah, just I feel like out of consistency, Josh Hart for me is New York Knicks player of the series too. And what a shot! What a shot to end the game, right? And basically start the foul game as well. Early predictions from AC is that Indy, Knicks end it in 4. End it in 6, 4-2. Yeah, that's a good. That's a safe prediction. I think. I think Indy can definitely get 1 game, maybe 2. It'll come down to how the Knicks defend Halliburton, obviously. I think there's less threats on Indiana as well. We dealt with 2 of the biggest threats in terms of just isolation matchups as well. Maxey and Embiid were tough too. I'm in Australia at the moment, fam. Born and raised in Australia right now. Have lived in the US though for a period of time as well in LA. I've never lived in New York. But yeah, you guys, Knicks Nation, we're here. We're worldwide. Appreciate you rocking out with us. And David says A++++ for Josh to my player of the series for his consistency, man. Guards everybody, rebounds with the best of them. Josh Hart is like a Dennis Rodman, man, 2.0. The biggest challenge is, Indiana work better as a team. I think the 2 ISO matchups against Philly were the toughest, but Indiana's headache for us is going to be how they can score the ball 100% AC. I agree with that. But what I feel confident about is I think the Knicks defend better in terms of we don't defend one-on-one dominant matchups very well, but I think we defend better as a team in terms of team coverage. I think we rotate well. As long as we slow the game down, Indy won't have that advantage. Indiana will look to run and stun. Our glue guy, our captain, guy stepped up in the toughest moment too. That 3, man, embodies what John Starks is Josh Hart, fam. Doubted, underrated, criticized, all of those things, left wide open by the defense all series. And I feel like it was so fitting that Josh Hart hit that shot, man. If this series was a fairy tale, it's a perfect ending with Josh Hart splashing a wide open 3, just how the series began when Nick Nurse decided to leave Josh Hart wide open. It was Josh Hart that had the balls of steel and drained it, man. Working on that shot as well. He's been working on it. Yeah, we got Precious Achua. We can nullify Obi with that matchup as well. And we got guys that can fly around. Devo. As you say, Devo being on the wings was big. The 3-point shot's going to be big as well. But I don't think scoring will be so much of an issue against us, against Indy, because it's the playoffs. We can slow things down. We can make it a grind as well, fam. Let's bring the heat for the Pacers at MSG, fam. It's going to be F Tyrese, and it's going to be slow them down, right? OG Anunoby knows Pascal Siakam very, very well, fam. And once again, Brunson's assists, right? Incredible, 12 assists. Moves the ball when the double comes. Moved it really well. They executed. I think we're going to be a tough matchup for Indy, right? We extend our rotation to 8 guys, and I think we're going to be great. I think we're going to be in a great position moving forward. I think we can really grind Indy down, fam. Keyshawn, salute. What are your thoughts on the Indy matchup now as we have 3 days rest? CC says Siakam OG matchup is a key one. Yeah, 100%. Who have they got to match up on Josh Hart? let's talk about that, right? Suddenly, the other coach got to find a matchup for Josh Hart because he's shown he can just kill you. He can kill you on the glass as well. And we cannot let TJ McConnell beat us, man. We cannot let him get loose as well. Nemhard, Neesmith, we're going to close out hard on them. I think we will. But I think the edge lies in the big man department for the Knicks, right? Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein and Precious Achua, I think will be too much for the bigs of Indiana, fam. I'm sipping on my Pepsi right now, fam, but I'm going to be drinking something more heavy later, fam. It's the afternoon where I'm at, but I cannot wait to soak up this victory with everyone, and in the days coming up as well. Look out for more shows, more guests lined up as the Knicks playoff ride continues, baby. The ride is just getting started, fam, as Tibbs pulled the right strings in this one. A++ for the night, but for the series, I think Tibbs earned a B+. Outcoached, Nick Nurse when it mattered. I think his game plan tonight was solid to let Embiid be the one, and let Maxey, focus on Maxey. But salute, guys, we did it, and I think we got through the toughest matchup. I don't think Indiana is as tough as the Sixers, man. I respect what they're all about. They do give us different looks as the Empire State Building is lit up, fam, like we are lit right now. Salute. Appreciate for the super chat. AC says it would be cool if Reggie Miller announces some of the games and has to watch us. Give us his team some L's. And give our team some L. Give their team some L's. Yep, 100%. Reggie, right? I hate him as an announcer personally, but yeah, Spike Lee and Reggie sitting courtside. That's going to be there. That's going to be going down as well. So this is a big win for Knicks culture, man. Philly culture right now. Sixers culture. It was a lot of dirty plays, foul baiting, all of that nonsense. But yeah, all roads lead to the second round now, and hopefully the third round. I only wish we had more health, man. This could be the year. Could you imagine if Julius Randle and Bojan Bogdanovic were both healthy? Man, this thing would be set for an Eastern Conference Finals against Boston, right, in a 50-50 split, I think. But to the captain we have right now, Jalen Brunson, man, biggest game of his career, in my opinion, today. Backs to the wall, down in the third. JB stepped up with 41 points, 12 assists, timely threes, and moved the rock. And of course, the free throws, fam. The free throws. We got it done at the line, right? We fouled at the right time. We got it done, fam. But yeah, I really want to see Precious. Really want to see Precious get loose, fam. Yeah, we got the super sticker that came through. Appreciate you, fam. Once again. The text that came through was just from the software, but it was a super sticker. And let's go, fam. Let's get it. Nick Street's buzzing. And I appreciate you rocking out with us. What do you think this team needs? A lot of people talking about Booker. LeBron might be a free agent now. I really want to see how this series plays out, the rest of the playoffs, and we'll talk about it in the off-season. Michael could be a battle of the king of the point guards in the East, fam. Drew Holiday on his way back down. Halliburton rising up. and JB been here. I think that's going to be a big matchup, fam. Yeah, David, John Starks being courtside. Love his presence, his energy. You see it, man. I don't know if you guys have seen him embrace Josh Hart, but those two just have something together, man. No doubt. Ever since Starks took the jersey, number 3, Josh Hart's just been playing with that same level of energy that Starks did. Man, he brought it, right? Both series, both playoffs. I mean, last season was big for Josh Hart. This series, Josh Hart, huge plays and 3 balls as we light up the highlights now for the full game. OG Anunoby, my God, fired up, man. Number 8, J.R. Smith would have been proud of that dunk, man. That was J.R. Smith reincarnated. Latrell Sprewell, fam. That had me out of my seat for the first time in this ball game, man. Or maybe the second time, because OG's game-tying 3 was just as big in terms of a momentum shift as well. But this thing was a heavyweight slugfest, man. We punched first. They bounced back. Then we weathered the storm. We won the 3rd round and the 4th round. Baby, what a dish from Hart. I love that fake. And then he took it. Man, look at that tip back from Isaiah to OG. Didn't settle for the wide open 3. He said, man, clear out, Joel Embiid. I'm putting you on a poster, man. Right there. That was sweet. Embiid, all he could do was just push off, man. Knicks 24 champs, let's get it. I hope so. I could see New York Knicks catching lightning in a bottle and going all the way, right? But obviously, series at a time, man. I really hope we stay healthy for what we are right now, but we need more bodies too. Joel ran again at his max speed for not being on the OG poster, says Puppy. That was a business decision, man. Clear out. Get out of the way, fam. But yeah, we don't get that if Isaiah doesn't tip that back out as well. Devo with the great dish there. And I don't know what Embiid was doing because it looked like Kelly Oubre was already on that man. He didn't really need to sort of help on him. But yeah, Embiid was a joke all series. Played his heart out. You know, had his best game, I think, in game 2 and tonight. However, you know, all that ish to injure our guys, flop, all of that. Right, that's what's going to be remembered a lot, fam, for this series. But our guys, we stuck together as a team. Right, guys, we won this as a team, as a collective effort. Right. We don't have the most stars right now. We don't have the best isolation players. We don't have the best offense. But we have guys that leave it all out there. Right? And that's what you need this time of year. Guys who are clutch. Guys who are in sync and know what to do with each other. You know, they know where to pass. They know where to cut. I think chemistry will take us as far as we can go this season. But yeah, guys, I mean, they're going to have to match up Indiana. They're going to have to stop us from getting all these boards, all these bounds, you know, and especially Josh Hart, who can just rise up. And, you know, for his size, you know, guys are going to have to get a body on him because he was big, clutch, legacy growing, all of that, man. He was my player of the series. For this one is Josh Hart. Right, what a pickup, fam. No answer for him. And in terms of the 3-point ball, it came through today. It was money. And look, it's going to be fun against the coaching as well. Rick Carlisle is a veteran coach. Tom Thibodeau has had the better of Carlisle this regular season, guys. Yeah, Indiana are going to move the ball, and I think that's going to play into our hands a little better, to be honest with you, fam. I think we get into the passing lanes. We have great elite perimeter defenders as well. We can slow Tyrese down, I think. But let's regroup and let's get off to a great start. Cannot lose game one. You cannot experience like a hangover from tonight. 3 days rest is really, really big, guys. And I think that is going to help us get off to a good start. Take care of both, at MSG. And then I think we're really cooking, fam, for the rest of the series, right? Could this be the year, fam, we get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, like 99, with a chance to get to the finals? I mean, I can't count this team out. They continue to rise above like they did in that third. um, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Michael, appreciate you. Brad Stevens won Executive of the Year, GM, President of the Year as well. I think that was just a cheap way out. I think that was a low hanging fruit. Brad Stevens, again, they've got obviously a lot of players that they've already had. They've had Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown already there. Yes, they got Derek White, they got Drew Holiday, but that was pretty simple, pretty simple moves. I think the Knicks executed a lot of moves on the margins. DiVincenzo with the mid-level OG Anunoby trades. Jalen Brunson's contract, Deuce McBride's contract. All of those things, man. Yeah, not bad for the team that Philly wanted to play, fam. And we wave goodbye to Philly, their fans as well. But I can't wait to see the scenes outside the Els Fargo with the 15% Knicks fans that were there tonight, man. And a shout out to all the fans that made it there in Game 4 as well. Right, your efforts will always be legendary to when we took over the Els Fargo in that one. And we are, a piece away, right? We're going to talk about all the different pieces later. But yeah, the Knicks are really one piece away. That piece could be Randall coming back, or it could be another move on the margins. It could be a few good draft picks that hit. It could be Rokas coming in, looking great, and being another piece. There's a lot of different things. If what Leon has shown me and us is that it doesn't need to be one home run swing. It just needs to be a smart move or moves, right? From here on out, whatever Leon does, it just has to help this team improve. Whether it's more pieces, one star, there's multiple ways. And I think we have all those draft picks too, which is big. But in terms of fit and I guess longevity, Mikal Bridges would be the ideal for me. That you might be able to get on the cheaper. Devin Booker, Spider, those guys. If it's a trade, those guys you're gonna have to give up a lot. So I think that's going to be something we'll look out for as well. But we have all the draft picks we know, and I think that Leon Rose we'll be looking at who's out there later. But also the news, guys, that Julius Randle has returned back to CAA, the agency, after leaving for WME mid-season. Now he's back with his original agency and original agent Aaron Mintz as well. So that is key. Julius back with CAA, looking for that. He'll be extension eligible after next season with a player option as well. So he has a player option after next season. Does Julius Randle, right, back with CAA? But the great thing is we don't have to worry about Hart. He's on contract. Devo's under contract. Deuce. Isaiah Hartenstein is a guy who obviously we need to retain, and he's going to be somebody who we're going to try to keep. Of course, depends. But I think the Knicks will be bringing him back if I have to guess, I think it's a great chance that Isaiah stays, man. And today he was big on the glass as well. Isaiah Hartenstein with 9 rebounds, 5 of them were offensive with that tip back. Well, I mean, every guy was a hero tonight. Some were more efficient and more clean, but every single player was a hero tonight, man. To win in Philly and close it out, man. I'm still absorbing what just happened. 2 days ago, today. I'm just so grateful that we have 3 days break now, because I think mentally the players will need a day to at least, tune out a bit. The stress, the pressure of this series, and the back and forth will take its toll on these guys. And I think tomorrow, Friday, if I'm the coach, I'm giving these guys an off day, rest with their family, tune out for a little, and then Saturday get back to the practice facility and to start keying in on Indiana. 2 days to key in on Indiana and do some light practice, all of that stuff, man. There won't be too much heavy practice anymore now this time of season. It's all about scouting, and it's all about film sessions now, and adjustments too. But yeah, what a week, guys. What a week. Bruce Brown, is another guy that Tibbs really likes. Hard-nosed. I think whoever comes in has to be hard-nosed too. It ain't just about offense, It needs to be, they need to follow the lead of these guys, These guys are the leaders with OG, Hart, Devo, Brunson, Hart, Mitch. You have to play as hard as these guys if you're to wear the New York Knicks jersey on the front of your chest, man. It's going to have to suit the mold as well, and we'll see. We'll see. Guys are fitting in now, buying in. OG Anunoby is really fit in since coming in, man. But look at Kyle Lowry's reaction, man, as Josh Hart sank that 3 ball. He knew it was curtains. Carbo, here I come after that, with retirement maybe. What a way to answer the call, ladies and gents. Winning the last 2 games at the Wells Fargo, fam. Right. This series had 3 games at the Wells Fargo. 3. And the Knicks won 2 of them. Right. The Knicks won more in their building than they did as well. Not only did we win the series, we won it the hard way. Right. So there can't be this narrative that all the Knicks did was just win all of their home games and they held court. We won more times in their building than they did as well. So look forward to the post-mortem of Philadelphia. Those guys, Nick Nurse, hard-fought series. I respect Tyrese Maxey a hell of a lot than most of the others. Look, Buddy Hield really showed up today as well. He gave them a spark. I think Nicholas Batum was he was a good player for them this series, but he obviously injured our guy, Bogey. Right, that doesn't sit well with me. But he hit a lot of his threes. Tobias Harris was a non-factor. Kelly Oubre was good defensively, but you didn't really help them enough offensively. But that's about it, man. A lot of prima donnas. Kyle Lowry tried his best to be that nemesis, fam. But we had more dogs. They tried to out-dog us, but you can't do that, fam. And the New York Knicks have a lot of guys who have been through the trenches. I will say that. All the jokes about the Nova Squad and that, that's just the fun. But the real seriousness of that is that they're champions. They've hung banners, in the Wells Fargo arena, and they know what it takes. They execute, but they follow on those habits that Tibbs preaches. Hard work. They work on their games. They never shy away from the tough moments. They never hesitate. I mean, The way Dante DiVincenzo bounced back today shows how tough he is, because he was catching a lot of heat, was Devo. And he's a guy who's been big for us all season. And in the biggest game of the season, he stepped up today. One of the great Nick performances from a lot of these guys. But for Dante DiVincenzo, this is just his first season as a New York Knick, and he's been big all season for us in terms of stepping up with the injuries, giving us more offense when the team needed, giving us defense as well. But man, today was an amazing performance. 5 of 9 from deep, man. No hesitation, no conscience, right? We just needed him to be the Devo of old. At 48 minutes, man, hit both free throws late. Fatigue didn't even factor in, for Devo to step to the line and swish those two was money. 23 points, right? He was the sidekick for Jalen Brunson offensively. And every single one of those 23 points was huge with a +3 to go with that, man, with a 3-point margin, 118, 115 as well. The fast start was huge for us as well. We talk about how important it is to get off to fast starts. Well, it looked like we were going to give it all back, but the fast start ended up proving to be great. Obviously, we are a team that started too slow in this series, and we need to be better at that too. If I had to choose between Booker or Bridges, man, in terms of just who we're giving up, I think it'll take less to get Bridges. I think he's a better fit. But look, in terms of offensive firepower, Devin Booker is the better player, but Bridges is the better fit, I think, fam. But we'll see what happens. A lot's going to have to happen. I think we've built ourselves this window where we've got younger guys. We can continue to compete, and be the top of the East for a while now. And we just need to slowly add maybe the final piece could be, guys, but maybe not. Maybe we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, cause an upset this season. We've seen so many crazy things over this series that I think maybe the craziest is yet to come, fam, in terms of an Indy matchup. And then Boston, maybe one injury can change everything. Kristaps Porzingis ain't healthy. Man, I cannot wait to potentially see that Boston Knicks Eastern Conference Finals matchup, man. It's going to be a dogfight. And of course, the Knicks won the last ball game in Boston with OG Anunoby having a superstar-like game, along with DiVincenzo, raining threes. I think they're mentally fragile as well. And yeah, we shut Maxey down. That was a big call from Tibbs. Junkyard Knicks. Yep. Tobias Harris and Lowry with donuts, fam. Salute. Old head. Great Knicks defense, And I think that's exactly what Tibbs wanted, man. He's like, go ahead, give the ball to Embiid. Everyone else, ice you out. Ice out the rest of the squad. I mean, Buddy Hield was the exception. He caught fire. But the Knicks said, Tyrese Maxey's not beating us. Let Joel Embiid go ISO heavy, and I'll trust my bigs to stop Embiid versus Maxey getting loose as well. Yeah, and like N. Bryan says it too, man. Agree. We needed to shut Maxey down. Game 5 doesn't even happen. If Maxey doesn't catch fire, I think. And look, shout out to Deuce McBride. Deep defensively, Hart, Devo for his 48 minutes. I think all of those guys were great as a team. But as I said, I'll say this again many times, I think OG and the Indiana Pacers is a much better matchup because OG can legitimately guard Tyrese Halliburton or Pascal Siakam, and Josh Hart or Devo can guard the other one as well. I think that's going to be big. Maybe you put Precious Achiuwa on Pascal Siakam as well. And I think against Miles Turner, I think Isaiah is by far, a much better matchup than against Embiid, too. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. What a story, guys, that Indy ended the series today and we ended the series as well. And we're on a collision course now for the second round, too. Luckily, both teams, for their sake, ended the series. Otherwise, if somebody had to play on if somebody had to play on Saturday and then back that up on Monday with the other team having more rest, that would have been absolutely brutal for them, fam. But OG absolutely is going to be the X factor in the next series for me, along with Josh Hart. He'll continue to be that guy. Would I be willing to move Deuce in a Mikal Bridges deal? No. I think right now I'm cool with keeping Deuce. I really think he's got what he's shown in one season, fam. I think he can take his game to another level, fam. And look, it's a luxury when the longer the Jalen Brunson New York Knicks legacy continues, to have a guy like Deuce, who is only 24 years of age, can step in when Brunson is either out or on the bench. I think now we have our sixth man, Deuce McBride. He can also start next to Brunson as well. He's a great two-way player too, as well. So yeah, I think we could find more help in the draft, in terms of wing help, and I would not trade Deuce at all. Yeah, Embiid pushed off. I saw that with the OG, that nasty jam on Embiid. He pushed off the camera. That is John Starks or Jordan type. I think frustration, Embiid can't keep his cool as well. I think Embiid is a guy who got flustered so many times this series because we were able to frustrate him, guard him really well. The third game when he pulled Mitch, that was out of frustration. And the Knicks just do that to you, man. We outwork you as well. J Mum, what's up? Bought Embiid and Maxi some nice fishing poles. Salute. Yep. I'll buy them a coffee and send them a drink voucher for Carbo, fam, just so they can think of us while he's putting his feet up, fam. That was as big of a playoff dunk as Starks dunking on Jordan, man. You said it. That was a great call. Absolutely unbelievable. That was like clear out, man. OG, he is here. Get out of the way. And like I said, it was a picture-perfect ending with Josh Hart splashing that three ball late. The guy who was dubbed, leave him wide open on the scouting report. For the first game, he torched them, did Josh Hart. Remember game one, Josh Hart? He went ham, too. Good night, David, as well. Let's get it tomorrow. Knicks Nation, sleep well tonight. Like Christmas Eve. Fam, yep. We are celebrating after this monumental playoff series win. Last season we beat Cleveland. It felt great, but it just felt like the beginning of something, something special. But this season is taking things to another level. Brunson's game's gone to another level. McBride's arrived. DiVincenzo came on board. Hart is continuing to rock. And OG Anunoby's come on board as well. And this series win now is going to create a legacy for a lot of these guys, with this ball club. This is just the beginning, fam. And I think the easier matchup is coming up against Indy. But again, it's going to be a challenge. But I feel like, not to disrespect them, but Embiid and Maxi, right, are a more difficult, ISO matchup. Indiana, it's going to be a sort of a team or a concept as well. Tyrese Halliburton is a very unselfish player. He will move the ball. So we don't necessarily need to worry about him every single game, right? He might score 30 some games. He might, score 12. He's that kind of player. He's up and he's down. But I think that plays into our hands. And I do think, look, defensively, we're the best team in the East that's still around. I think defensively we're better than Boston. I really do. I think all of our guys capable of switching on the perimeter as well. I know they've got Derek White and they've got Drew Holiday, but look, Jason Tatum ain't known to be a good perimeter defender, and Jaylen Brown is sort of hit and miss a little as well. You put Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah. I mean, that's a lot of defenders, too, guys. So we coming. That's all I can say, fam. That's all I can say as we get ready to wrap this baby up, fam. And I'll be chopping it up tomorrow, Saturday, and getting ready to preview the matchup against Indiana. Salute Knicks Nation. We did it, but the work is yet to come, right? The best is yet to come, and the work. As we continue to work our opponents, Indiana up next. Let's get revenge on these guys, fam. 2013, that still sticks with me, man. Reggie Miller, that still sticks with me, man. Let's create new memories and put the Pacers to sleep, man. Put them to carbo, fam. And fishing, as our New York Knicks are the heroes today on the road. The Road Warriors, the Sixers, the villains today. And let's enjoy it, fam. J Mum, salute AP, Michael Drake. Knicks Nation, Knicks 24 champs. Let's get it. João Barrera, buzzer beater, N. Bryan. Knicks Nation coming in heavy tonight. All the OGs celebrating. And this is for you guys. They gave us this victory for us, for our support, our loyalty, all of that, man. They rose above all the adversity. And let's continue this ride, man. Let's rock out. Game 1, MSG is going to be rocking, man. It's going to be buzzing. The best is yet to come. I cannot wait to see how the next series goes. Jalen Brunson, man. Captain clutch. Right, big shot after big shot. And let's get it, man. New York Knicks, orange and blue. It's what we do. Peace. Let's go.